Okay, so next question is factorial of a number. Now in the previous question we talked about the concept of recursion, and we are going to use that same concept here. So we will going to implement the recursion concept in this factorial of a number. Before that, let's see what factorial of a number is. So what I will do, I will delete this title. And what is factorial? So factorial is basically product of all the positive numbers that are less than and equal to the given number. So let's say we have a number 4. So 4 factorial, so it is represented as the exclamation mark after the number. So 4 factorial will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So all the positive integers less than and equal to the given number. So 4 3 is 12 and 12 2 is 24. So final answer will be 24. And this factorial concept is mostly used in permutations and combinations. So we will not go into that part. So what I will do, let's get the logic first. How we can solve in the brute force manner. Now let's say we have a number n equal to 4. So 4 factorial will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now let's look it from this side. Okay, let's look at reverse. So it will be 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Okay, so ultimately what we need to do, we need to start from 1 and end this number up to the given number n, and we need to multiply all the numbers that are there. That is very simple. Okay, we will get the factorial. So how we can do using the programming approach? So let's say we have a result variable. So initially when we used to write the summation problems or any other sum related problems, we used to initialize the variable, the result variable, to 0 always, because when we add any value to 0, let's say we have added 4 to 0, the final result will be 0. Okay, but when we multiply any number to 0, the final result will be 0, and we don't want this. That's why what we are doing, we are initializing this variable to the temporary variable to 1 here, because any number, let's say we multiplied this 1 with 1, it will be 1. 4 into 1 will be 4. Okay, so any number multiplied with the 1 will be the same number. Okay, now what we can do, we can start from 1, so I equal to 1, up to the given number, that is I equal less than equal to the given number n, and this incremental operator. Okay, now here what we can do, we can do res equal to res into the I. Okay, and similarly we will get the final result. Okay, now I hope you got the logic. Let's see how we can implement the recursion concept. So what is recursion? Recursion is function calling itself again some condition is met. Okay, so let's say we have a fact function. So fact function is taking one input variable n. Okay, there will some base condition appear here. Okay, and it will return something. So return value will be, so let's see, we have number n equal to 4. The 4 factorial will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so when we look at this, what is this? It is basically a 3 factorial. Are you getting it, guys? So for 3 factorial, what is this? This will be 2 factorial. So for every number, sub functions are getting created. If we look at the function perspective part, each function is broken down into multiple sub functions. So what we need to do, we need to return the number n multiplied by the number n multiplied by the same function, that is factorial of n minus 1. So for 3 is what? 4 minus 1, right? So n minus 1. So this will solve our condition, but we need to add the base condition. So what will be the base condition? So base condition will be if my n is 0 or my n is 1, we need to return 1, because factorial of 1 and factorial of 0 is 1. So let's try to dry run it. So let's say we have a function fact of 4. So fact of 4 will be broken down into 4 into fact of 3. Okay, fact of 3 will be broken down into 3 into fact of 2. Now again it will break down into 2 into fact of 1. Now fact of 1 is 1, so 2 into 1 is 2. It will return the value 2 to the factor of 2. So 3 into 2 is 6. Okay, so 3 into 2 is 6. It will return 6 to here. So 6 for the 24. The final answer will be 24. Okay. So I hope you got the logic. Now let's try to incorporate this into actual code. Okay, now let's do the code for factorial of a number. So factorial of number is basically all the multiplication of positive numbers up to the given number n. Okay, now these factorials are all actually used in combinations and permutations and all those stuff. Okay, so we have all actually seen in the explanation part. So here just do the code and we will using recursion concept. So here what I did, I created a factorial function and we will write something here. Okay, so before that I will have a integer variable, let's say n, and I will be taking that n from the user as an input. Okay, because we will need to find the factorial of that particular number, right? And I will just going to pass the pass that number into the function. So here a base condition will appear. Now let me cancel this out, and a base condition will be there, and we will think about the base condition, but we will return something. What we will return what? So let's say if we have 5 factorial, so 5 factorial will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So every time the number is getting multiplied by the 1 less than the given number. Okay, so here what I will do, I will multiply this number n, and I will do something like fact. I will call the function fact, and I will pass the lesser number. I will pass the lesser number. So what will be the base condition? So ultimately the number will reduce to 0 or 1, something like that. So if we know that if my number is equal to 0 or my number is equal to 1, if we got this, we know that factorial of 1 is also 1 and factorial of 0 is also 1. So here we will return 1. We will return 1, and after that let me add a semicolon here. Code will work fine. Now let us test it. So I'll create a problem and let's give input like 5 factorial. So 5 factorial is 120. If you run it, you will get 120. Okay, let's talk about 3 factorial. 3 factorial is what? 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. So expected output is 6. And if you try to rerun it, the test case will be passed, you will get 6. Okay, so it's perfectly working. Now it's your time to do the code. Thanks for watching.